this on to the next one. I remember when you started checking up. Boy, you must have learned your lesson. Trying to tell me how I always was a place.
Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. Thank you guys so much for my last post. Thank you for the love, thank you for the support. Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting it. Thank you, I really appreciate. And if you're new here, please subscribe, like and share my video. Thank you. In today's video, we're going to be talking about my Japa story. For those of you who don't know what Japa means relocating. So it means moving from maybe your home country to another country. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about my story today. Stay tuned guys, it's going to be interesting. So guys, let's get into the video. Story time. Okay, so for me, Japa was not really a thing. Like, I didn't want to relocate. I didn't plan on leaving my country. I didn't plan on relocating. It wasn't a thing for me. I only had the mindset of, oh, okay, I'll go on vacations, come back. Reason being, I had my family there, my in-laws, my friends, I had help. I was just too comfortable, you know. Now leaving these things and then going somewhere where to just be you and your spouse and the children, and so yeah, Japa wasn't really a thing for me, yeah, at that time. But something happened in 2020 that changed our minds. That's myself and my husband. At the time, I was pregnant with our son, and so something happened that just changed the whole thing. Yeah, and when I gave birth to him, I was still fighting with my inner self. Should we relocate, or maybe should we just stay back? And then when it was about 6 months, we made up our mind. Okay, so we're going to relocate. We are leaving the country. We're going to get another passport. So when we made up our mind, we had to go do the international passport for our son and also renew our passports. And then when we got the passports, we applied for Canada. Yeah, we applied for study. We actually thought of going through the permanent resident route, but at that time the scores were so high, the CRS score, and when I did the calculations, I was like, we stood no chance as at then. And my husband was like, okay, let's just go through the study routes. I said, okay. He said, you're going to school and then we'll go as dependent. I said, fine, that's fine. And we reached out to an agent. Yes, we did. We didn't know what to do at that time. So we reached out to an agent, and he submitted our application after following all the due processes. Submitted our application and we started waiting. And we didn't hear from IRCC. We didn't hear from them for a very long time. 7 months, 8 months, nothing. Not even biometric request. Biometric request takes about 24 hours after you submit your application, and as at 7 months there was nothing. And then we started saying, oh, is it that Canada does not want to give us? Okay, no problem, let's try UK, right? Let's go to the UK. Then maybe if Canada answers us from there, we can move. Okay, my people, don't try this. So we did we started our UK application for study too. Yeah, study. Started our UK application and we got the admission, got the visa and traveled. Yes, we did. We went to the UK via study routes. And remember, we applied for Canada via study routes, but we didn't hear from them. So we moved to the UK in January of 2023. It was tough. It was tough with settling, getting a house. It was just something else when the Airbnb and looking for a house to rent. It was tough because we just came into the country, no job. So most homeowners didn't want to rent out to people without jobs and all. Even guarantors we didn't have because yeah, it was just very tough. But eventually we got one. My husband went for the viewing. Viewing was, in fact, that's a story for another day. Viewing was very stressful. My husband eventually found one, and the condition for giving us that house was to pay 6 months upfront. You heard that right. 6 months. And you know, if you're a newcomer, you're still converting, right? From your currency. So we're converting from naira to pounds. And you know the difference. It was huge. So we had to. We didn't have a choice. We're already tired of staying in the Airbnb. The space. We just needed our own house and the comfort and everything. And then with our child. So it was just very... My husband had to just, oh, let's pay. We paid for it. That same day, we decided to switch from study to the tier 2, which is the sponsorship. Yeah, so we did that. My people, guess what? Guess what? Just 5 hours after we made this payment, we got a call from our agent in Canada. And it was like, your visa has been approved. This was like 10 days after landing in the UK. And so the visa was approved because just I think a few weeks before we went to the UK, I got our biometric requests, and I went to do my biometric before traveling to the UK. Your visa has been approved. Your son's visa has been approved. At that time, they had not sent my husband's biometric request. So, and he said, oh, and they also sent your husband's biometric request. So he has to do his biometric. And we told him, okay, we are in the UK. How do we go about this? And he said, okay, don't worry. I'm going to send you the instructions on how he'll go about doing his biometrics in the UK. So I was happy. But immediately I ended that call, I started crying. I cried so much that, because I was just telling myself, God, I wish we were just patient, right? Just, it wasn't easy. That wait was so long. It was already like 10 months, and we just had to move. We just had to leave. So I was like, oh, we just spent this money. Why did this call not come in yesterday? Like, I was different thoughts. I was just crying, and I crowed and I cried. And my husband was just encouraging me, don't worry, God has plans for everything, don't worry, God knows why, and all that. And I was not happy all through my stay in the UK. From that day, we moved to our house in the UK, and we're just there. I was not even in the mood to look for a job, because we already had the plan that if we get our Canada visa, we're going to leave. I was already angry with the whole UK thing. I was not excited anymore being abroad. I was just there. I just wanted to leave. It was already choking me. In fact, when I remember the money, I'll just start crying at times. And trust me, no refund. There was no refund for the rent. 6 months rent, just like that. Even, I was like, okay, let's try to talk to the property manager. So if we can get a refund, maybe we can stay for 3 months and get 3 months refund. There was nothing like that. So that even made me angrier. Anyways, we booked our flight to Canada for 2 months later. Yes, because we already came to the realization that no, we can't stay here. We have to move. That was the plan all along, to leave when our visa comes. And there was something my husband said. He said we're not going to leave this country if we don't get a house in Canada, because the stress we went through in getting a house in the UK. So we had to start looking for a house, and that was the reason we booked our flight 2 months ahead. And we eventually got a house. Yeah, we got a house. We paid, and we moved. On the day of traveling to Canada, it was a mixed feeling, because we weren't sure of what we're going to expect there, and then thinking of leaving back all the money we had spent in the UK. Like, okay. And then we left. Okay, so we arrived in Canada, and boy oh boy, it was a breath of fresh air. I felt so relaxed. I felt so comforted. I don't know what happened, but just landing alone, coming down from the um plane and then getting into the country itself, like into the city, I was just feeling so relaxed, so chilled, so happy, so at peace. I don't know why. I don't know, but I was just so at peace. And then I asked my husband, "Are you feeling the same thing I'm feeling?" He said, "Yes, that it just feels like a burden has been lifted off his shoulders." And then we got to the house and tried to settle in and everything. It felt like home, home sweet home. It was like a dream come true because this was what we wanted from the start. So, yeah, Canada has been good to us. And you know what, guys? Stay tuned. This story is very long. Stay tuned for part 2, where I will be talking about how we got our permanent residency in Canada. And guys, if you have any questions regarding how to Japa, to relocate to Canada, at least I've come to Canada and I've gone to the UK. Yeah, I know those two. So if you have any questions regarding that, please, please, please don't hesitate to drop your questions in the comment section or just reach out to me directly and I'll be so happy and glad to respond. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Please, please, please remember to share, remember to subscribe, remember to like the video, drop your comments. Thank you for your support. It means a lot to me. Bye.